He looks very, very tight on the op.
Yep, and we're actually going to the pistol round. For Epsilon, I'm actually kind of, I think I'm expecting at least 2 players on long for their CT defense a lot of the time. That's going to be my little prediction going into how they want to defend here against Lemondogs, because I think that you know, A long is going to be a really big deal for Lemondogs to take over, as they're going to have such power on the long ranges, and short can be a bit more difficult sometimes. But we'll see how things pan out on the defense. We're very curious to see as we check out this.
This is an interesting knife round. It's actually happening at the bomb site, which is not what usually happens. They've given away long, and they're having the knife fight in the bomb site. But again, on this kind of map, we've seen Titan start off as the CT side on DDoS 2. I wonder what the Epsilon will do. They are going to stay on the CT side. Very, very interesting here by Epsilon. Yeah. I think that's probably Shock saying, you know, guys, we've got the experience. I've got the experience of playing on the CT side. I know some really nice tricks that I've learned from Existence. I know a really nice way to play on the CT side. And if we can get that lead on the CT side, it's going to be a much easier and a much more confident T side after that. Yep. So it's an interesting choice here by Team Epsilon. But you know, I was just about to mention the Frenchies. They like playing as CTs at the beginning. And I would like for them to show us a style which is fairly devoid of snipers, because it is, of course, a very big strength on this map because of the how open it is in big distances. But you can play it effectively with rifles. And that's also more awesome for your economy, because it's less strain on the economy, less strain on round per round, because it's not as expensive of a buy. But we're seeing, of course, a pistol around here, and Lemondogs are spread all the way across the entire map. We have that little short aggression here from Epsilon, playing a couple of men you see that
to get that information.
They've given away long, and they've done a strong aggression here on short, as we mentioned earlier on. But Delpan will get the first kill on SF. We do have Mistu here. Pretty nice headshot on Zevis, all the way from mid. Lemondogs are now kind of stuck in the middle. They don't want to go towards bombsite B, which doesn't have anyone at the moment. GMX with a kill on Delpan, and Kiyoshima with a double on both Cobra and HMP. And this is a very good start by Epsilon. We have a very interesting little fact here. The delay of this game was actually caused by one player muting his mic, right? And then they didn't know why his mic wasn't working, so they tried everything. They restarted the servers, they restarted TS, and then guess what?
I know. It
wasn't hang on a second. My mic was muted.
Oh yeah, that's the one, isn't it? So typical.
Oh dear. Goodness me.
But this round was really nice from Epsilon, being proactive and trying to get the information. But more importantly, they were taking every single duel they took was long range. They didn't let the Glocks be effective or get that little edge or advantage they have close up and on the mid ranges. Epsilon just abused those long ranges, and that is exactly how to play it. And that was gorgeous. That was absolutely wonderful to see. And they're going to be going into with advantage here. And we can just see the pharmacists across the board. No SMGs. You want to keep those long ranges still. And this is so important to get a strong economic start for the CTs. It's so important on this map because you really want to get that cash going with this expensive buys that are up ahead.
We have a very interesting little play here by the CT side. We've got 2 people at bombsite B. They've given away mid completely, and they've got 2 men here on long. Very nice job here by SF as he shuts down that eco push down long. He has to be very careful. Only 1 HP left. He gets 3 kills, but he's down after that. Kiyoshima doing a great job in the round before, getting 3 himself. But an interesting markup, and I think it's because they really saw that most likely they'd either push down mid and try to go into B or push through A long. So that was really the best kind of setup for them, you know, keeping the long distance advantage and making sure that they don't get into trouble by playing against a full armored CZ push. And you know that CZ in the short distance can be pretty brutal. So it's a good choice here by Epsilon as well.
It's one of those spots where you don't care about having the ability to fall back onto another position. You're more than happy enough to play like really deep, like right far back. Like playing really deep is really effective against the pistols. We see that on this is like a position that's used to defend mid on Inferno. It's like sit in library. Like you don't do that in any other situation than against a pistol round, because you're just making that range as big as possible. Forest does that a lot on for NIP. So good stuff there, and we're seeing a full eco here coming in for Lemondogs, and they're just going to be saving for that AWP, because they're going to need those AWPs. And you can see Delpan's the one with the most money there, not buying a single thing because he wants that AWP badly. Could be the game changer for them.
Great flash there.
Goes for it.
And so again, massacring them in those ecos. Gets himself 4 pretty standard kills, but this time he's still alive. That's going to put SF on 7 kills, and Gonna give him quite a lot of money. Is he going to keep that FAMAS or actually buy the M4? It looks like he's going to keep his money. He won't waste anything. Now, Delpan here now with the AWP. See if he can get a pick at mid. Oh, they do throw that smoke. They're not able. He's not able, sorry, to see any of them. So that was very nice by the CT side. It's interesting smoke as well. Deep smoke there, just to allow them to run through. And they're giving away short here. They're giving away mid. And I think that's out of fear from the AWP. But it is a push into bomb site B, and they're able to take down both Mistu and Kiyoshima and take control of the bomb site. This is looking pretty good here for Lemondogs. They don't have a lot of HP on Cobra and Delpan, but Delpan still the last man standing. Ooh, not anymore. He's actually shot down on mid. And so it's 3-on-3 as they try to retake bomb site B, and it's a relatively tough bomb site to retake. Bomb site A is much easier to go into. They have to throw the right flashes and smokes, or else they're going to be in a lot of trouble. HMP is going to be ready for him as he takes down SF. Shocks will kill Zevez, but will be punished by HMP. Now it's 2-on-1. The last man standing is GMX, and I guess he's going to try and just save his AK-47 by retreating. Fighting another day. And that's the first round there for Lemondogs. Good push into bomb site B, and it looks like that might be the weak point that the CT side has at the moment. Mister and Kiyoshima unable to stop that rush. And
it'd be really important for them to get the rifling style going here for Epsilon. I mean, they can afford to get an AWP, and they're going to get one. And Shox is going to be the one that picks it up indeed. And this is great for them because they know that they kill so many players there that it's not going to be an AWP for Lemondogs. They're actually going to go for a really aggressive push up. I mean, this is mental. This is what we love to see. This aggression from the Frenchies. Shox missing a shot there, does get a second opportunity, and this is a wonderful little piece of aggressive play coming in from the French side, and this should surely secure them the round. Not even a single man dropped as of yet. But this is absolute madness, because what Lemondogs were actually doing, they were going for a fake. HMP was going to go towards bomb site B on... Oh, SF gets the headshot. But HMP was supposed to go to bomb site B while the rest of the team go towards A and plant a fake. But what happened was that push down mid destroyed everything for them. And the thing is, Lemondogs made a huge mistake of trying to go towards bomb site A and take control of bomb site A, knowing that nobody was there without having the bomb. So what's the point? And instead, they should have tried and resisted them at mid, or perhaps tried to do something else. However, great little aggressive play there by Team Epsilon that gets them the round, and now they're 4-1 up. Again, we see a mid push here. The CT's giving away mid, and this is really interesting here. They're keeping Lemondogs guessing. They're not playing in a way that kind of that Lemondogs can really learn to play against, and this is very, very dynamic here by the Frenchman. And the reason why they did that mid-aggression, it wasn't just, let's just throw an aggression in there. It was perfect timing, because they realized that they just won against a buy round for Lemondogs, where Lemondogs, they had the AWP, they had a very expensive buy, and all of them died, even though the bomb went off. They knew that they wouldn't be able to afford another AWP. Not having another AWP means that they are open on mid. Like mid is, there's no sniper looking all the way down here, and you're not going to be staring down with a rifle, because you just wouldn't do that. So that opens up a very quick push up mid like this, and that's the reason why that was a safe bet for them. Great call by GMX. Really good, like that. Yeah, exactly. GMX, the caller, keeping really good track of exactly what is happening in the game and making the best decisions. Now Delpan is able to get the AWP, and as you can see, that smoke goes down straight away. They know exactly when he's getting the AWP. They know exactly when he's peeking down mid, and they're not going to push short and mid. They're not going to give away early kills, and they're going to play that very deep little setup here. They only have one man holding long at the moment. There is a decoy there, and the terrorists haven't decided which direction they want to take. Mistu staying there to see the information, to see if they're pushing through mid, to see if they throw that smoke. And now they know, the CTs know that they're probably marauding around mid and A long, perhaps pushing down short. They do have a man waiting for them. SF with a defensive flash there, just in case they push through the smoke. But it doesn't look like the T's have made a decision yet. And there's a few decoys all over the place, but generally speaking, I do like how Epsilon playing. They're playing this in a really nice way. They got two players initially on long to get SF in position, and they smoked for him. It's kind of reminiscent of banana play for the CTs on Inferno these days. And SF, he's there to hold it down. All the smokes are gone, and it does look like an A split is the order of the day here for Lemondogs as they move in. SF is put to a huge task here. Shox is able to cover him for one frag, but SF with nothing. Shox has a lot to do, and there's the triple, and that's long dealt with. Shox has done the job, and Lemondogs, they are just scrambling. It's just Cobra That was just shut down.
See what Lemondogs did there? They waited for the CTs to run out of smokes and flashes and then push. When they were sure that they didn't have any more smokes and flashes to play with, they went for that push. They were able to take down SF, but Shox shut down that push down long with some really nice short proximity or play. Good job by him indeed. Pretty much winning the round for Epsilon there. 6-1 for the Frenchman. Lemondogs now going for a fast push as the TTs push as well. It is an eco round for them, however. Zealous able to get a kill. This dude. And this again, GMX making that call, knowing they don't have money, going for that aggressive push, but not necessarily working for them. He looked away at the wrong moment, and now it's a 2-on-3 with Cobra and HMP, a gun each. So they have to be very careful here. They might lose this anti-eco by giving away their guns like that. And perhaps that aggressive push wasn't the best call for this round, and maybe the terrorists were ready for it.
Now this is an expensive round to lose. We saw Kiyoshima picking up that AWP as well as Shox in this round. And so they're the only members left. They don't have any switches. They have to stick with the AWP here. And Shox, oh no, missing the first shot. CZ coming in handy though. The AWP is best friend, but not quite good enough. It's just Kiyoshima, and he might be able to pull this off, but his positioning is going to be terrible to try to work the defuse. Oh, there is an angle open here.
Oh, the bomb was thrown there.
Interesting.
That was an interesting little bomb throw. I don't know what happened. Maybe it was a bit of a bug. Molotov's going to be thrown on short, and it looks like Kiyoshima will be pushing through short. He picked up an M4, the weapon that he's a bit more natural with. Oh, able to catch his head. Zevis taking down Kiyoshima. Good little bit of bait play there by HMP, taking Kiyoshima's fire.
It was just miss execution. They just missed the shots. Who was it we saw moving up mid? I think it was GMX actually. He was spraying with the AK, didn't get lucky, and instead of just reloading, he pulls out the deagle, trying to go for the deagle shots, which is a bit risky, and it really misexecution upon misexecution, and that's Lemondogs back in the game. And a really expensive round that was for Epsilon, buying 2 AWPs or having the second AWP port there. Really, we can see now their money is looking terrible, looking really bad because of that. They can afford to lose another round, maybe get some drops going in, but they're economically speaking, they're not in a good spot. That round could be the turning point for Lemondogs.
It's very interesting here to see Kiyoshima actually playing with the AWP 2 rounds in a row, and I thought that perhaps it would be a gun that he wouldn't be too comfortable with playing with. I haven't seen Kiyoshima really play that much with an AWP. He's more of a born and bred natural riflers. I can say it now. You taught me well, Dan. But yeah, he's one of the more natural riflers, and seeing a double AWP setup here on Team Epsilon, a side that, well, we didn't expect to even see one AWP perhaps. But it is Dust 2, and it is a map that really favors that double AWP setup. And Kiyoshima that with a shot down on HMP, able to shut down bomb site B. And I think that's a choice that they made. They realized that perhaps 2 rifles, Mistu and Kiyoshima, in bomb site B would not work out for them. On the other hand, if we look at the scores, it looks like it's pretty good here. Pretty nice and dandy on the French side, as they have almost 9 kills apiece, except for Mistu with 3. Lemondogs are doing worse for wear, I can say. Good little boost there by GMX. Aggressive short plate. Put on top of the box. They'll be wasting that. But it looks like the terrorists might be pushing towards long. It is another eco round by them, but I don't think Epsilon will be making that aggressive push down mid again. Probably a mistake they really do not want to repeat. There is one terrorist, though, might be pushing towards short. Looks like the bomb is deciding to go a different direction. We'll be going towards bomb site B, so someone has to get the information sooner or later, or else they're going to be in a bit of trouble, as the CTs are out of position just for a moment there. But a quick rotation there by Mistu and Kiyoshima is going to get them bomb site B back under control. They don't want to give them a... yeah, they worked it out. They don't want to give them an easy bomb plant, easy money, easy skins, easy life. Kiyoshima missing his first shot.
What is happening?
And he pulls out what he knows best, the CZ. Zeva is able to take him down. And
that was crazy. Like at least 2 of those shots looked like you couldn't miss. Like,
yeah, there were 3.
Was just
there was
in the scope.
Exactly. They were like all like standing everywhere, and I don't know actually. It's interesting.
Crazy.
This is the thing with the AWP on CS:GO. That happens. That really happens. And only a few AWPers have figured out how to like make it perfect and make it so that they don't miss these kind of shots. But Shox it, going for the peek at long. Good flashes and smokes from the T side, and they're pushing pretty aggressive. Shox has been playing a pretty tight game here with the AWP. He hasn't missed a lot of shots at all.
So now with 4 players remaining, Delpan does have the orb, so that is something. But with 4 players remaining, they can't really sack any other players. Because as a terrorist side, you can sometimes just sack a player for the peak or the information or to gain some ground. But once you get to 4 and CT side still has 5, now they're on 3, you got to start saying to yourselves, we got to make something happen guys. We have to bring together all of our efforts onto one bomb site in some sense. And we're seeing this now, but they don't know where to go. They didn't punch a hole in any site, and it's just 2 left now. They're getting picked off one by one. Delpan's going to go a little bit aggressive here up mid, but the defense from Epsilon is smart there, and it's spot on, and they're staying together on the bomb site. Delpan might get a frag, but no, he's not connecting. There is a connection, but still, what can he hope to accomplish here? He needs to survive, but he's going to go down. Just, you know, he's stuck out there like a sore thumb in mid. He didn't belong at all, and he got punished.
That's the thing. That's the thing with that's the thing I've noticed with Delpan. That Epsilon have done a great job playing pretty much the antithesis of his play. They have not allowed him the chance to really get into the groove of things with that op. They've pretty much always smoked mid when there's been an op buy. They've always not pushed short when there's been an op buy. They've always had an op already ready at B and at long. So Delpan can't do anything. What can he do? He has to play really aggressive with the op, and it's very difficult against such great aim and such great CT play here by Epsilon. So they've really shut down Delpan, and I think that was the trick in playing against the Lemondogs side is, you know what, let's stop Delpan from playing with that op, and it's working out very, very well for Team Epsilon at the moment as they're 10 rounds to 2 ahead.
Despite the snafu with their aggression up mid, even though it was well timed, you know, just missed executions, Epsilon have been managing their money really well. They didn't get the second orb until they started to really build that bank. That's when they invested in it. You can see that this is their end game here as far as their equipment goes. And now you can see that their setup's really working very well. Obviously, they've practiced this a lot with Shocks and Kyoshima, you know, with these orbs, and because their setups are working really well, and the defense is very tight now. And so Lemondogs are struggling to really break that setup, and they're going to go for an execution on that B bomb site. And Kyoshima there at the back of the site, what's he going to get? Oh, not much. It seems to be that they have moved on top of him, and it's just SF remaining. He's going to pick up the Asimov, but still not much for him to do against 3 players. Surely he's going to go for it, though, with the rifle.
Zevez did an excellent job stopping that rotation here by the CTs, and I think one of the mistakes or one of the problems with Epsilon's little tactic or little strategy that they're playing with is that it's not very good when it comes to the rotations. So far, they've lost 2 rounds as soon as Lemondogs have been able to take a bomb site, and that's bomb site B specifically. So at the moment, bomb site B is really their weak point, and I think Lemondogs have to kind of work towards that goal, work towards pushing bomb site B for the last 2 rounds. Perhaps they'll get themselves 2 rounds and make it 10-5, which would be relatively well.
2 scars, just throwing that out there. 2 scars for Epsilon now.
Let's see what they're going to do with that. GMX picking up the scar. Shocks playing with an M4, and GMX not be able to do anything. Kiyashima loses the scar early on as well.
My goodness.
SF missing that spray down. Now it's all up to Shocks and Mistu. They've completely given away vast swaths of this map, and it looks like they will be pushing towards bomb site A, the terrorists. And well, they can either save the auto sniper for the final round, or you know, completely go for it. And Mistu picking up Kiyoshima's auto sniper, actually. That
is bizarre. I mean, we saw GMX and Kyoshima with those scars, and they picked those up. That's like 5,000 a piece. Those things are expensive, and they've both died without doing anything. That is bizarre. At least for Epsilon, though, they got to the kind of levels of money where they then invested in that, where they were like, okay, you know, that we had loads of cash. We've already got 10 rounds. It's okay.
But Mistu didn't even have head armor.
No, but that's fine, because against AKs you don't need it. It'll one-shot you anyway, so that's pretty standard. To you know, save every little last dollar that they can. And
not a bad little shot there by Mistu to take down Zevez.
But this is the kind of thing, though, that like now they've put themselves in a position where instead of Lemondogs having just 3 rounds, which is just like, you know, they switch sides. And then like, oh no, we lose the pistol round, we're done, it's over. 5 rounds, very different from that, because even if they do lose the pistol round, there's still like a couple rounds. They just need a really strong.
It's a weird choice,
get
though.
A chance.
But you're right. But it's a weird choice to go for 2 auto snipers 1 round before the end. It means you're really confident that you're going to win that round.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, like the auto snipers are very powerful on this map. They're really good, but they just in that moment got caught out with it. They just made a change to something that was working, and they got punished for it, which is great. It's strong play by Lemondogs, I would say, rather than you know, missed executions and bad play by Epsilon. So good timing for Lemondogs to bring something back here, but they are still going to have a hard time no matter what on the switch here. 10 rounds for Epsilon CT, that is very good.
Yeah, on this relatively T-sided map, 10 rounds, maybe even 11 will be a pain in their neck. Zevers is already down, so it's 5-on-4 at the moment. Lemondogs, 1 man down against Team Epsilon. It looks like they are going to be pushing down short. There is nobody there to really stop them except for Shox, who's got his AWP pointed at the right direction. They're going to be in a lot of trouble if they peek. We'll be ready for it. Misses his shot though. Not a great start here by Shox. Throw the defensive flash just to slow them down slightly. And the bomb is now down. And a good flash by SF to support Shox. But Shox missing another shot. And he's going to miss the final as he gets shot down by Cobra, but Kiyoshima will be there to help from mid. Kiyoshima and SF will clean up the remaining Swedish players. 11-4 for Team Epsilon for the first half, and they look a lot stronger than the Swedish side, but we'll see how their T side is going to play as. And we said before, Lemondogs not as strong on the T side as they are on the CT.
Yeah, this is going to be interesting because I felt like Lemondogs should have their best side on the T half here, because it's Dust 2, just because Delpan is, you know, a beast with the AWP, and because this is the map that really favors the team that favors themselves individually speaking. Yeah. You know, those duels, those one-on-ones, those picking battles. You see the pistol round here, and we get to see that Epsilon are trying to make their way in onto the upper tunnels here. They don't necessarily have to go for it. And especially as the smoke is there, that's going to give them more support. And
DreamHack's able to take the upper ground there on bomb site 8.
Oh, and it's happening. You know, Cobra's moving towards mid, and now they're actually going to go for the site. This is the perfect, this little window of opportunity. They're going to capitalize on this. It's just exactly what they needed. But wow, they're just getting absolutely shut down by Cobra.
Cobra doing a great job getting 2 kills. The bomb hasn't been planted yet. Now it's 2-on-4 situation. They do have the bomb site. Kiyoshima actually picking up the bomb. Not bad. He's going to try and plant it as soon as possible so he can get that little economy boost. He's jumping through. He's going to try and go for the knife. Well, he was stuck between a rock and a hard place. So Shox will be able to finish him off. Bomb is planted. And I don't think they'll be able to allow it to explode. It will go for a defuse here for Lemondogs, but a nice little strat there as GMX went in through to short, took their attention, and got the defensive line of Lemondogs a bit what's the word?
They caught them in rotation, and I mean, it was perfect because what you're doing is instead of 5 versus 1 on this site, it's a 4 versus 1. Sorry, 5 versus 2. It's a 4 versus 1 because they forced a little rotation, and that split second enabled them to get in on position. And then Cobra's having to make shots from the door, which is much harder to do. He got 2 headshots from it straight away, so that was really what saved the round for Lemondogs, and that was a much needed round here considering how far behind they are. And just running into Delpan's spray. That feels good, doesn't it?
That's some nice. You know what? That reminds me a lot of the 1.6 days. Just standing his position. He's not even changing. He didn't go left, right. He didn't do that AD that we see a lot with the M4. He just crouched, stayed in the spot, and just controlled the spray perfectly to get himself some big damage towards the rushing eco round by Epsilon. They were able to plant the bomb, so they do have money for a buy, and they will be going for a buy on this 3rd round of the 2nd half.
Definitely getting that bomb plant is really tasty, isn't it? And Lemondogs now aggressive little play here into the upper tunnels. This is really nice. Great pop flash. That's going to get them in position. SF now in a lot of trouble. Ooh, he does manage to execute HMD though. And oh my god, even Cobra. Oh, talk about a play blowing up in your face. Lemondogs now put into a very awkward position.
SF with a triple kill. And he has so much entry frag power. This man is so good with the rifle. He gets the 4th. The thing is, effortlessly. And the thing is, people really underestimate how good he is with the rifle. SF, he is really one of the top riflers out there. Once he's on point and on game, he can do some horrific damage. And at the moment, he's got him and Kiyoshima with 18 kills apiece. They're playing the strongest on the side. And we said this earlier before, Kiyoshima and SF, you cannot disregard these players.
And we're actually seeing a buy from Lemondogs here. They're not going to go for any kind of save, because they could have ecoed again and gone for some AWPs and stuff, because then more nades, because they have no nades here. So that's a lot of pressure on them to perform on the duels, because they won't be able to really get any utility. It's going to all be about those angels. And so far, things aren't going so well for them. With Zevers is doing a brilliant job actually tapping them down with the M4, and Epsilon are getting stopped before they can get started on this bomb site. Finally, Mistu forges an opportunity, but Delpan in a great spot with the mag, causing havoc over there behind the bomb boxes. And Kiyoshima trying to find some players.
Well, sadly, Mr. Mr. was taken down. Now it's all up to Shox. The thing is, it was very good support play by Mr., but they were just not able to kill Delpan. Delpan was just in... Oh, Shox actually winning the round, and we really did not expect that. 3-on-1, and all of a sudden, it's a round for Epsilon.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I was just mentioning that Delpan was doing a great job hiding behind those boxes and just taking all the fire as the rest of his team would come and support, but they didn't do a good job supporting him because every time they'd just pop out, Mistu or Kiyoshima would get that headshot almost immediately. But it was all up to Shox, who didn't have a lot of HP left, but that final little double kill there will get the round for Team Epsilon. That's a round that Lemondogs should have actually won.
And this is another round where they realized the situation money-wise. GMX didn't go for a buy. You know, GMX felt pressured for the buy because, you know, we want to keep winning rounds. Oh, nice little flank there from HMP, or other catching GMX off guard. That might actually help out because they could make this work. CZ, you know, you never know. You never know with the CZ.
CZ magic.
It is crazy.
The Juan Dig.
But I do like how we didn't see the buy there from GMX. They realize that they read the money situation very well, and they understand that they don't need to have 5 rifles. But the difference between 4 and 5 rifles is not big at all.
It's not a huge difference, especially if you get shot from behind.
Next round and no up next round, that's big.
Indeed, indeed. And well, GMX died anyway. But now the bomb is most likely going to explode, so it's another round for here for Team Epsilon.
Calm down, my friend.
Well, he didn't actually land any shots on his teammates, so it's all right. Oh, did you see his goals go flying? Well, that was some really nice ragdoll physics there. But Epsilon getting the 14th round for them, and actually, all of a sudden, they look a lot closer to winning this first map in the best of 3, as they're only 2 rounds away from beating Lemondogs. Lemondogs, the Swedish side, who have not shown the same Delpan and HMP combo that we saw yesterday.
So okay, GMX is picking up the AWP here, and I find this interesting. Is this because he's the caller and the AWP is a slower roll? On
the T side, it is, yeah.
Or is it because we on CT we saw, you know, Shox and Kiyoshima playing the AWP?
Yeah, maybe he's to stay back and get the information. I think maybe he has the AWP mostly for its information rather than using it for its capabilities as an offensive weapon. But they are trying to push short here. Zev is unable to finish off the job as Kiyoshima and Shox will be able to take him down.
Here we go. Delpan is there to defend the bomb site, and Delpan got to be careful messing with that man. He is quite a monster behind those barrels, doing a good job. So right now, Delpan, this isn't the best position in the world. It's the surprise factor.
It's a surprise factor.
Someone to be there, but that's good for 1 frag. Then you're kind of in trouble.
Well, Delpan's been doing a relatively good job holding them off on bomb site A so far. There's quite a lot of damage. Shox and GMX now on low HP. So is SF. They are finished off there by Zelos. Good support play by him, and Delpan is actually playing very admirably here as he holds off the incoming Ts and does a crap load of damage. Mistu coming in from long, though, is unable to kill Cobra. Now it's all up to Kiyoshima. It's 1-on-2. He's definitely capable of taking down both of the CTs. He does have the bomb planted. It's him against Cobra. He has to be careful. He has to check every single possible angle, but looking away at the wrong moment, Zelos will be able to finish the job. And a defuse here by Lemondogs will put them up on 7 rounds, give him that little economic security, financial security that you get from winning a round. And put them back into the game, I think. Another eco on the final match point wouldn't be something you really want to put yourself in the position of doing.
And this is still doable, though, for Lemondogs, I would say. I mean,
of course,
they've
2 rounds left.
They've got this AWP on Delpan. It's a bit of a scrappy buy, but it's just a case, you know, standard AK buy from Epsilon. They don't have a huge, massive grenades. They're comfortable, but not a huge, massive grenades. As long as Lemondogs can get, you know, the first you know, duels successfully, then they should be all right, and they have the skills to do that. But that is what this map is often about. It's about those duels and getting these nice, you know, reaction shots with the AWP. And you can see Delpan there. He's the guardian of long. And right now, Epsilon are taking control of the tunnels and short. So they're leaving their options open right now. They don't have a huge beat on where exactly all the Lemondogs players are. That's something they're looking to understand. But they may be setting up here for an A split regardless.
And this is going to be very interesting here. Delpan has to hold A long for as long as possible. He has to take down as many men as he can with him, or die trying. But on the other hand, I'm sure GMX has a little bit of magic to cook. They're able to push in. Delpan missing his first shot. as he's flashed out of his position. He's pulling back, and it looks like it might be a push down long. There is one person coming in from short, but he's waiting for the rest of his teammates to throw on an incendiary grenade, actually, the CTs, to slow them down even further. 30 seconds left on the clock. Delpan will be smoked off. Getting a shot on Kiyoshima. Zevers will take down Shocks as well, coming in from short. Delpan sees the rush of terrorists and isn't fast enough to get a kill. Now the T's have control of bomb site A, and it looks very, very bad here for Lemondogs. Zelos, the last man standing for the CT side, is going to have to rush into the bomb site and try and retake control from short. And it seems very, very highly unlikely, as he has 3 terrorists aiming for him. He gets the first kill, though, makes it a bit more realistic. Now it's a 2-on-1 with Shocks, with SF, sorry, all the way at long. And he decides to throw his gun and pick it up again. Perhaps as a good luck, little charm. Doesn't have a lot of time left on the clock. He has to push. Takes down Mistu. It's them against SF. SF has to be pretty intelligent about this. Can't peek too early, and he can't peek too late. Might defuse the bomb. And he gets the shot on Zelos. Very nice. They planted the bomb in exactly the place that they wanted to. And it was just for that. It's so that they could defend it from long in that way, the way SF had done. But really nice play there by Epsilon. Very close. Good job by Zelos to do so much, to incur so much damage, and almost get the round for Lemondogs. But 15-7, it's match point here by Team Epsilon, and it looks like they might be winning the game, or winning the first map in this best of 3.
Yep. And that was a big strength of the fact that, I mean, it's a good counterplay. Delpan's there with just an AWP. He hasn't got a friend to help flash them back. He has to fall back after he takes the shot. He has to. So if he doesn't hit, which he didn't, there's no way to slow Epsilon down. And so he only gets like max 1 or 2 more shots off before they're on top of him, and he definitely dies. So that was really well played by Epsilon. They actually had a really nice attack, which kind of almost tailored to deal with the way Lemondogs was setting up there. And look at this, just the standard play for map control here, along short tunnels and outside long. And so far it's going well for them, just picking off Lemondogs. They've only got pistols to work with, and they know that this is match point. They have to get that buy-in, and so far it's not going well, to say the least.
They're going to get completely destroyed, and as I was mentioning before, that, you know, if they lose that round, if they lose that bye, then they're going to have to play the match point on an eco. But there you go, 16-7 for Team Epsilon, and we'll be back for the next game after a very, very quick break. Please stay with us.